Getting a few things squared away. I should be going live pretty soon. Apparently I've been streaming the whole time. Well then, now I guess I do things. Good morning, everyone! My name is Jasmine and I am a colorist. And today I will be coloring this picture. This is Thaylia by Darth Gall on DeviantArt. Now, of course, these lines aren't mine, they are by someone else, and I always obtain permission in some fashion to color things, whether it's direct permission, or I find lines in places that allow people to color things inherently, and repost them when they're done. Of course, I always give credit to the original artist, and always give a link to the original lines. Now, I'm hoping everything is going smoothly. I know that on Twitch I'm going smoothly, but I could be a little bit off on my other things. Now, I think I need to do a couple of things still. Okay. To set up, we're going to start streaming. We're going to be coloring. Using GIMP to color. My YouTube link here. And this will be a featured stream for Watch Me Work. And we're going to go with a miscellaneous thing. There. Start streaming. And just to make sure things are going smoothly, possibly play that stream. There we go. Okay, I'm live everywhere. I'm live on YouTube. I am live on Watch Me Work. I'm live on Twitch. And we have 3 different chats to keep track of. Somehow. Okay. Now, as I said, I'm a colorist. That means I color things. And I use a little tablet, little pad and a little digital pen here. I get all set up. Now I had to kind of jerry-rig my setup, so I have like a really big headset, but I can only use the microphone, and then I have these little tiny headset earphones, because I don't know how to arrange everything on my PC, because Windows 10. So, I flatted this a long time ago with the intention of coloring it. So, and I guess these are the colors that I wanted to use. Except I'm not digging the background too much. I think the background should be kind of a darker hue than what it is. Grab my thing here. I do like this blue. Ooh, I think I spied another lovely blue. And we'll see what this looks like. Gonna use a little gradient tool, radial, and where should the light be coming from? Oh, invert this. Invert. Seems like a bit much. Still seems like a bit much. I think it should be darker on all accounts. So actually, let's keep that. And that's better. That's better. Don't want a ton of contrast. Okay. Let me adjust my music volume. Oh, that's right. If you are watching, feel free to listen to your own music. Grab some coffee, tea, water, what have you. I'm still sipping on my breakfast. Alright, so we've established blue. And I think blue is going to be our shading color of choice. So, let me adjust a few things. We're going to call this flats. We're going to call this lines, and we're going to add another layer and call it shading. There we go. And I'm going to adjust my tools, and adjust that. Alright. The first thing I usually like to do is color, you know, the skin or some really big broad places just to get a sense of where the light and shadow are coming from. So we'll start with the skin, and we will color pick the skin. Get my tablet here. There. Color pick the skin, go to the shading, find the right brush to shade with, adjust my microphone so I'm not eating it, and open the color window, which you can't see, unfortunately. I might have to fix that. Anyways, I chose a slightly darker brown color and then moved it up to the blue spectrum. So I'm going to say, since these are flaming, light is coming from them. So there's going to be two light sources, and both are flaming swords. So there would be a little bit of light coming from her sword this way. Knife, sword, knife, sword. Call them knives. Okay. So there will be a little shadow here, because there will be light over here. And a little bit of light over here from the other one. Little shadow. And her leg is going to be blocking most of that one, so this will be in shadow. I'm just scribbling right now. And there'll be a little bit tiny shadow. A little bit tiny shadow here. Let's see. Actually, it'll be a shadow up and up. And that's a jewel. Okay, that's a jewel. And face. Face will have... Let's see. Faces, the light will be coming from about here. So this might be dark, and the light will be coming over here from that one. So a little bit of dark, just a little bit here. And yeah, probably not so much there. Let's see. Be a little, probably there. Now you can already see the hash marks of where the line artist kind of pictured their own shadows. So they could have imagined that this is relatively daytime and that the light is coming from above, which from this piece right here kind of looks like it, but we can shade pretty much however we want, as long as we can make it look right or believable. As long as we can make the shading look believable, everything will be fine. Okay. And we can actually color the lines specifically to be a different color. So if we needed to, we could have those hash marks be a different color. So they don't necessarily have to mean a shadow in this case, but they certainly could. Now, if you are watching live and you are chatting to me, please be patient. I don't always see the chat. And I don't even know if people can hear me. So there's that too. So I'm just going to talk away. Since this is going on Twitch, I will export it to YouTube and then download it and then re-upload it, sped up into some techno-y beats, which is what I usually do. Now, I already spotted a couple places on my flats that I would like to change because they're out of line. Because I didn't do a very good job flatting, apparently. I'm gonna fix that now. And probably give this a little once over. Just to make sure I got everything I'd like to. Because I think I flatted this like last year or at the beginning of the year. It was a long time ago. I have a folder just full of images that have flats already done for them, so I can just pick them up and go. Okay. 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 Skin. Back to skin. Now we have some general shadows. Not on the flat layer. Okay. Oh, that's hair. Damn it. I love this. Nope, nope. Deselect. There we go. I'm gonna leave it. I'm gonna leave it. And we're gonna go back to choosing a light color and scribble in some light. Doesn't necessarily have to be that color. It should probably be a little brighter. Nope, a little brighter there. Because the flames will eventually get brighter when I color them. So scribble in the light. Some light. Just a hint of light. Her face isn't going to get too much light, just a tiny bit, because of that one sword on that side is mostly blocked by her arm and probably her hair. So just a little bit. Just a little bit of light. And then over here, there's also probably going to be just a very faded hint, but here, it's going to be strong. Strong, strong, strong. Because it's really close. Let's see. Her leg is probably blocking all of the light from this sword, so there's not going to be any on her stomach, on her tummy. Let's see. But there will be, a good amount here. Now, her skin is dark colored, so it's going to reflect light a little differently than a light-skinned person. Nope, that's too small. Okay. But we're just scribbling in some shadows now. There's not going to be a great deal of bright light on her face. It's going to be kind of hinted at, like she's mostly in shadow. And that's behind, so there's going to be a little bit of light here. Not much. Nope. Full screen me. There we go. So now we have some rough light, rough shadow. You can take a sip of chai. There we go. Are we missing? Yep. Okay. Put in a little more. Probably just a little more. From that knife on that side, I'm going to grab that other blue color and add in more shadows. She has a little sparkly bit on her lip. Now if you can hear me breathing or any other creepy thing, let me know. I can adjust volume and mic position and everything else. Also, if you watch this video and notice weird things, please leave a comment telling me what I can improve. I usually rewatch my videos anyways to see if I need to change things, but another set of ears and eyes is always helpful. Little, okay. I'll try not to breathe too hard on the mic. Now she kind of has a tummy. Just a little bit. Just a little bit. And there's that very faint light from the other sword. Okay. A little more shadow. A little more shadow. A little more shadow, and I will go back and smooth things out and clean things up. But for now, skin. Just take a quick look, see if we need to add things, subtract things, make things a little darker. Here and there. Her original skin tone color may not even show through very much by the time we're done with this, which is fine. Which is totally fine. Might add just a little spot of light up here. Just a tiny bit. Here. There. I might make this super dark, because that's, you know, the shadow of her knee right there. Slightly smaller brush. Large brush. Okay. So far, looking good. And I don't think this was my original intent. This shading or coloring, these colors, when I first flatted this. But it's looking pretty cool. Okay. Next color. I think I'm going to do the pants, just because they're really you know, a huge broad plane of color. Oh, and there's some in her vest too. It's a cool thing about a color picker. So we're going to choose the pant color, go to the shading layer, and then the pant color, I'm going to choose a couple shades darker in that same yellow, and then move the color line up into the blue, like in the cobalt blue range. And that's how I get that color. I really should see if I can capture layered windows. Let me see if I can edit this right now. Properties. Captured layered windows. Let's see if that works. Nope. Properties. The entire window? Let's see if I foobar anything. Nope, still can't get color. Oh, okay. We'll just do what we've been doing there. Okay. I'll eventually figure it out. Maybe next time. Maybe next week. I'll figure it out. Okay. Okay. Shading. Shading blue. Shadow. Definitely shadow. Definitely shadow. And of course, these lines indicate lots of shadow. So the knife is behind her leg, right? So close to her body, she's going to be casting a shadow over this leg because of that knife. You can see, okay, see the mouse. All right. But there will be light from that dagger showing on this leg too, so we can't shadow all of it. But, and same with this leg. There will be light here from that dagger because the knife is kind of in front of her leg, kind of behind it, so it will get some shadow and then light from the other dagger. But it'll mostly should be in light. There we go. And then from that same blue color, we'll just choose slightly lighter and brighter, go down to that cyan a little bit, and get this color, of which we can also brighten up because it is darker than that yellow. So we'll just add in that, and then really cyan, really bright, to show that that's the light shining on there. Some light, some light. We're actually going to kind of go over the rest of the pant color almost until you don't see the original color anymore. Because these knives are going to be the only light source for her. Take it. There we go. Let's see. Pants are actually like pretty much done for just the general shadows. We're laying in just general shadows for now. Once we lay in all the shadows, we'll go back and we'll put in the little tiny details and smooth things out, texture things up, all that good stuff. So the next largest color swath, I think, is going to be this leathery armor stuff. And we'll color pick that too. Choose a darker version of it, go blue, and voila, we have a really, really dark blue. Really dark blue. Let's see, shrink this. So light, yeah, the light will be over there. Not so much over here. So we can kind of shadow that. And shadow this to match, you know, the shadow of her body, her leg. Put some shadow there. Shadow here on her handles. On the handles. Well, at least here on the handle. Her eyes are red. Okay, I think I tried to color her like a dark elf, like a drow. Which makes sense. Oh, why? She's dark skin, white hair. Okay. It's been so long. So long since I've seen her. Okay. Oh, I missed a spot. Because I changed, I think I originally had her be like a normal elf, you know, blonde hair, pale skin. That her leather was brown instead of red, but we like dark elves. Where's my paint bucket? There we go. Oh, I missed another one. Yep. Okay. Is that all of them? I hope so. I hope so. Now we can color pick it. I just gotta double check. I make tons of mistakes all the time when flatting, and sometimes I'll forget to shade little things like the whites of the eyes and the eyes. Like everything else will be colored and done, and I'll be like, yay, I'm finished, and post it, and then go, holy crap, I forgot to color in the eyes. Those are always fun. And then you scramble to fix it, like, oh my god, oh my god, oh my god. Dark, 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 dark. Lots of dark. Lots of broad, dark strokes. Shadow, shadow. A little bit of shadow. Oh yeah, here. Definitely here. Most likely there. And then gold. I usually work from the largest color field to the smallest color fields. We'll do gold, and then we'll do her boots, just so I don't forget those. Color pick the gold. Pick like 2 mouse length shades darker. Bring it into blue, and you get this lovely, lovely cobalt to shade on here. We'll fix the lighting later. Let's see. Big general shadows. There we go. There we go. And check all my chats really quick. Looks like we're good. And continue. There's that blue. Now, I normally have music playing when I color, but what I listen to is definitely copyrighted, so I have music in my headphones, but not for the stream. And that's dual purpose, because I like to edit my videos, you know, speed them up and add copyright-free music to them and repost them so you can see the process sped up a whole bunch. YouTube will not let you download videos if they have a copyright claim on them, which I found out while I was trying to stream some games, and that turned out to be a pain in the ass because then I couldn't edit them and like take out the boring parts and make, you know, the cuts and whatnot. So I just started uploading my gaming videos raw. No editing, all the boring parts, everything. Which saves me a lot of time in editing. But it also makes it, you know, totally unprofessional. But that's okay. I can be more professional when coloring. A little dark, a little dark. There we go. And oh, this will be in shadow. That will definitely be in shadow. Okay. Take a step back. It's looking pretty spiffy. Looking pretty spiffy, except I didn't do any light. Didn't do any light on the leather. The leather slash wood. I'm just gonna call it leather. Okay. Lighter color, color. That reflect light differently because it's a different material. Reflect over here, over here. Maybe a touch off the shoulder. Definitely here. Yep. A little brighter, maybe a little bit. Okay. Maybe just a touch. Looking around, see if I miss anything. Is that the right color? We're gonna call it the right color. Okay. I'm gonna go back and select the clothes, select that dark color, and select that dark color. There we go. And put in more shadow there. Okay. And then we're gonna color pick the gold. Color pick the gold. And put some light on that. Gold should be highly, highly reflective. Highly, highly reflective. Okay. We have some general shading in for most everything. Still need to do the hair and the eyes and the boots. Boots are next. Can't forget the boots. Color pick boots. They're already really, really dark. So these boots are actually a really dark gray blue. So in order to shade them a darker color, we're going to put that saturation up really high. Really high. And then you can shade. Then you can shade. Let's see. There will be some, like wherever her boot isn't lined in black, probably will be light. But there's a whole bunch of creases up here, because these are almost like pirate boots, that there will still be some shading. Some shadow. Okay. I think. But not a whole lot. There's not a whole lot to these boots. Okay. Let's see, I should probably do the eyes next so I don't forget. And I will probably be streaming longer than an hour because I like to have a whole video done at once, color a whole piece all at once. So we're gonna need a tiny, 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 tiny brush. Oh, tinier. Yeah, that should do. We'll color pick the whites of the eyes. Let's see where our light's gonna be coming from. Okay. So one eye is gonna be more light than the other. Darker, darker blue, Alright. This will be mostly blue. This, well, have a little shadow here. And then a little bit brighter, slightly smaller brush. A little bit brighter. There we go. Just a hair. There. She's not really looking at us. She's kind of looking off over here. Yeah, she's totally not looking at us. Okay. Do the same thing for her irises. It's like my favorite part to color. If I get a really big picture, I go crazy on the irises. They're a lot of fun to color for some reason. So, darken that. Darken that. Maybe blur it a little to make it softer. Darken just around the edges, and then choose, let's see, here we go. Excuse me for a moment. Alright, there we go. Much better. I'm gonna do a little bit of that. Take a step back, see what that looks like. It looks somewhat okay. Somewhat okay. I think we need a little bit, like, really zing. Really, aha. Take a step back. Okay. And then we're gonna put just a hint of that same blue over here. Of course, it may be, you know, difficult to see zoomed out, but it's there. Okay. Eyes are done. Hair, I think, oh, jewels. The jewels, the little blue jewels and the hair are what's left. Jewels, those would definitely be something I would forget to color. So, hair is already really light. It's actually in the green spectrum. We're going to add some blue. Grab a large brush and figure out where our shadows will be. Let's see. I think it'll be here. Maybe a little bit up here. Definitely back here. And possibly back here. Question, should this be colored in? I don't think so. I do that a lot too. I overfill. Oh, get in there. And like that? I think so. We'll say it's like that. Okay. Back to shading. Because all the light's going to be down here, and here, and here. So maybe a little shadow up here. I'm just using a hard round brush. That's all I've been using so far to doing the shading. Let's see. Her shoulder's gonna block some of this. I have an itch. God. Okay. Her ear's gonna be casting a little bit of shadow right there. Like so. Okay, we have the general shadows of hair. Now, since her hair is already really, really light colored, it might be a little difficult to get that blue. Actually, no, it shouldn't. It shouldn't, because the flames are going to be this nice kind of like cyan, cerulean blue fire. And hair is reflective of colors, so we'll see some of this blue reflected in her hair, and of course lighter blue too. Let's see. And those jewels, those frickin' jewels. We'll have to take our time with those and not forget them. Don't forget the jewels. I might just color those in. Ooh, I missed a spot. She has an ear, and it's right there. Alright. And sadly that ear is going to be in shadow. Shading, dark blue, there we go. Shade the jewels so I don't forget them. Oh, they're the same color as the fire. Okay, same color as the fire. You are a slight cerulean blue, so we want some deeper cobalt. Deeper cobalt. Probably a smaller brush. Okay. Jewel is going to be really shiny over on this side. And like really shiny. Slightly smaller brush, just a little reflection. And it's a jewel. Sort of. Okay. That should look a little better. Jewel. Needs a little hotter spot than this bright cyan. So, oh crap. Go here. Go into the, well, maybe. Use a little yellow. So this is a really like almost white yellow for this hot spot right here. Which seems to have done alright. I just need to shape this a little more. Just a little more. I'm using a smudge brush, smudge tool to shape that. Just a hair. Needs just, oh, nope. Keep that. Just a touch more shadow, I think. Yep. What do you look like now? Alright, better. These will all be dark. Mostly dark. There we go. Actually, I'm gonna finish those up before moving on, so I don't forget. Just a little hint with a little cyan of light, just a little bit. Because they are in shadow, they're not getting any direct light. Yep, alright. Let's see. Let's do this big fat one on her wrist. Flame. Flame. Oh, We might end up coloring this crescent moon here a lighter color. Not a really lighter color, just a sort of lighter color. This is where the light's entering. It's right here. So this would probably reflect a little bit lighter around. Just a little. Get some of that yellow to spark in there. Shade more of that blue. Because right now it looks slightly off, so that does need to be a lighter color. Do her shoulder. Grab a drink. Alright. Dark color. Dark color. And this is probably going to be the same. It'll be needing to be a lighter color. Grab cyan. A little spot where it's really shining through. And then it's, you know, being passed through the gem, so it's not going to be quite as bright. Add that hot spot that we can barely see in the black. Add just a little bit more shadow, just to break up this flat plane of blue. Alright, that looks spiffy. A little more like a pearl, less like a jewel. That's alright. This little bugger is just gonna be in shadow. Oh well, maybe just a little tiny, yep, there. And this one's getting all of that lovely blue light from the other knife. So we'll darken up a little bit. Lighten up the front quite a lot. You know, this could actually not be a jewel. I'm pretty sure it is, because it kind of makes sense to have one in the center like that, but it could totally be a buckle, and I just don't see it. I'm guessing that it's a jewel because there's no other buckle aspects around. So, add just a little shiny on the back. Just a little hot spot right there. Get my mouse back to the size that I need it. Nope. Yep, okay. Find the rest of the jewels, which are all right. Is that the last of them? Yeah, that's the last one. Okay, we'll do this wrist first because it'll be mostly in shadow, with just a little reflected light passing through. So it'd be passing through on the other side, right? So it would kind of glow a little bit. Just a little. Okay. And these will mostly be in shadow. They might be catching a little bit of light from this other knife, but it's depending on how bright the fire is. And I'm thinking it's not incredibly bright. Because yeah, for some reason I'm thinking it's not, you know, super bright. It's just mostly a good shade of brightness, I suppose. So fill those mostly in. Give a little dark spot. And a little glow. Bright glow of blue. We won't put in the yellow. And then a little tiny glow of blue right there. Hard to see. Let's see. This is 100% magnification right here. But I rarely post things at 100%. So most of the details will be lost because I usually post pictures to be about that big. Okay, all the gems are done. The only thing that's left is the flames and then to refine all of the shading. Let's see if we can do some flames. And we'll start back here. Now, flames are usually hot in the center and less hot on the edges. So they would be really hot in the center, like in the center, and darker on the edges. So let's see if we can kind of mimic that in some general layout of light. Actually, I'll make it really bright here. And then maybe not so bright on the edges. Not so bright, not so bright, not so bright. Might sneeze. Oh, okay. Let's get a little more bright. Take a step back, see how that looks. Fairly good, fairly okay. I'm just going to keep adding in dark light, to see if I can get a good balance. And I might, you know, smudge things around a little bit to make it more chaotic and flamey-like. Like so. This might actually be... Oh. No, paint brush. There we go. A little bit. Oops. I just got a smaller brush and am scribbling. Literally scribbling in the flames. There we go. There we go. Let's see what that looks like. Oh, that looks a little busy. Almost looks like water instead of fire, doesn't it? That's okay. I'm okay with that. A little light. Tip will be mostly dark. Mostly dark. And then there's this little spark. Little tiny spark. Little hot spark. Who won't be so hot. Okay. Nope. Get back up there. There we go. Yeah, it kind of looks like water, even zoomed out. I am okay with that. Of course, that's not the intention, but I'm still okay with that. Is that all on the flat line? Oh god, it was. That's something else I do on a regular basis, is I forget to switch over to the shading layer. It's not a big deal, but it annoys the crap out of me when I do that, because then I can't specifically select the place to color in the lines, within the lines, or the flats that I've got. Yeah. Oh well. We're done with that knife anyways. So, darken this up. And flame, hot spots coming out of here. Here. This knife will have a lot more going on. A lot more going on. I can zoom out so I can see the whole thing. There we go. Hot spots. see. Hot, hot, and not so hot. Not so hot on the edges. And other places. If you hear creaking, that's the big earphones around my neck and my head moving. Hopefully it's not too loud. I will try to figure out a non-jerry-rigged way to get a microphone and be able to listen to my music at the same time. Not through my speakers. Hopefully next week. Hot over there, and just a little bit up there. I can't even hum to my music, that sucks. Oh well. Smudge. Rawr. Scribbly, scribbly smudge. Keep seeing movement over my other screen, but that's just my videos. No one in the chat, which is fine. So that looks like... I'm definitely going to color the lines of these knives. They will not stay black. They will not stay black at all. So let's go and do some scribbling, because the smudging, of course, mixes it with the dark and the light, so you don't get the really light spots hardly anymore. So add a little more detail just by scribbling in over the smudges here and there in a swirly fashion. A little too much. There. Should look better. Hot sparks, spark, 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 spark. Okay. Time to refine stuff. Time to refine stuff. Okay. Skin. We'll start with skin. Skin is smooth, especially on young people. So, take a fuzzy brush, a fuzzy round brush, and smooth out a couple places. And we'll, of course, add in more shadows and stuff. I just want to smooth out what we have, so I don't smooth out the details or the little tiny shadows that I'm going to put in later. Fade that. Smooth out the hand. This is smoothed. Let's see, smooth out the arm. Smooth out this hand, for sure. Now the pros usually don't smudge. Like, smudging is the devil for pros. I'm not pro, definitely not pro. I do this mostly for fun, so I smudge. Because I'm not very good at color picking the colors that go in between the light and the dark yet. That's one of the goals, is to not rely on smudging. Because smudging can foobar things. It usually muddies colors, makes them not clean or crisp. But I am mostly okay with that for my skill level. Which is not great. It's okay, but not great. Let's bring that light down, shall we? Like so. A little bit more shadow, a little bit more light, a little bit more shadow, a little bit more shadow, especially right there, thumb, over here. Okay, face details. Shrink. There we go. Upper lip is usually always in shadow with overhead lighting. Now the upper lip is already in a shadow, but it shouldn't be because the light's kind of coming from below. So that would make the lower lip in shadow, and that's why the nose has shadow here. Okay, a little bit. And yeah, we'll see what that looks like. Grab a bigger brush here, we'll see what this looks like. Bigger brush. Very light. And smaller brush. Actually for here. And the eraser is actually a really good tool all around. I don't use it often enough. It usually pays off to use it. Nope, paint. Thank you, thank you. See what that looks like. Pretty decent, I think. I think. So let's add in a little bit of texture on the face. Well, hang on. Let me add in... Nope, don't smudge. There we go. Just a little bit of bright spot here, because this is like the highest point on the face, other than your nose. So that gets a lot of light. A lot of light. Stop smudging. Okay. A little bit of shadow. A little bit of shadow. A little bit of light. Let's see if we can put a little bit of sparkly texture. Just kind of subtle. Just a little subtle right here. You know, pores and all that. It won't really be seen on the posted version, but it will be there. We'll have some darker pores for a little bit more texture. Very light. Bring that over here. Alright. Looks good. Let's do pants. This is gonna just be a lot of smudging. A lot of really big, huge brush smudging on the shading. There we go. Now those little stitches there probably should be leather. Probably should be leather. Just realized that. Just realized that right now. That's alright. Oops. Forgot to turn off the jitter. There we go. Where's that light? There's that light. Nope, stop smudging. There. Got it a little bright. A little bright. A little dark. I will add in a darker blue to emphasize things. Creases, all that good stuff. So, slightly darker blue and a slightly smaller brush. Sometimes slightly larger, and I have a stuffy nose. Great. We'll just emphasize little tiny shadows on these little tiny pieces of leather. We'll just call it string. These pants are strung up instead of leathered stitching, because I really don't want to go in and flat them and reshade them. Little shadow there. Bigger brush to emphasize that is darker. Okay. Should add a little bit of depth over there, so we can add a little bit of depth over here. I'm assuming these are creases, deeper creases here and here and here for the pants, and this should be just dark. This should be just dark. There we go. See how that looks? That looks better. Alright, checking chat. We're all good. Drink some more chai. Okay. The rest of the leather. Ooh, I can't believe I missed that. Not all the pants are pant colored. Ta-da! There we go. Jeez. Okay. There we go. Actually, that should probably be all dark. That should probably be all dark. This definitely would be all dark. She's got nothing up there. That's actually probably supposed to be brown right here. fine. Brighter. Right there. Okay. Now we can get to leather. I think I'm going to be adding a little bit of extra texture in with a couple extra layers after I'm done coloring. Because I can. To make things not look so just smooth. Because apparently I'm having a hard time doing my own textures. So, leather, leather, leather. Give me your darkest color here. And your lightest. See if I can find it again. Oh, that should do actually. Nope, don't erase. That should do. I'll just put in little extra shadows here and there. Like over here. And a little extra light. But this should probably be in shadow. What color are you? What color are you? Gold. All gold. Really? Okay. That's okay. We'll leave you all gold. Not a problem. That. This side. These are brighter. Especially here. And here. And over here. Leather, yeah. Leather, bright, a little bit of bright, mostly dark. Make that a little rounder. Give it a little shadow. A little shadow right there for the gem. Alright. Put a real shadow in for that. That. All of this. Okay. All of this is just gone. This gets a shadow, hard shadow. Hard shadow. This probably does too. And a little bit of light here. There. Oh. Let's do a couple more shadows. Like so. Like so. Excuse me. There we go. Let me sniffle a little bit. Okay. Right. Good posture. Let's finish up the boots, so I don't forget them like I know I'm going to. The gems are already done. Thank God. The gems are done. Don't have to worry about the gems. Just a little bit of blue on the boots. A little bit of blue on the boots. Ta-da. Not quite finished yet. Still have the gold in the hair. And I think that's it. Well, for the shading part, I still want to color the lines. So gold. Let's take gold for a spin. See what we get. Okay. Pretty hard. Yep, pretty hard right there. Of course, he'll have a little bit of maybe reflected light off of something. Her skin, her belt, her something. Let's put a smaller brush here. And just a little bit. Maybe just a little bit right here. And shadow. Mostly shadow for this enormous belt buckle thing. Alright. Oh yeah. This spot. Which, I think he will get a brighter. Yep. Right, like this. Get a slightly brighter highlight. There we go. What's the original blue? There's the original blue. Because these won't be as strong. There are supposed to be gems in there, but the lines are too thick. The spaces are too small. But that's okay. Just a little bit. Ever so slight. What do you look like? You look like cool. Save that. Probably fix this a little bit. Not like that. Okay. And this monstrosity, let's see. There we go. There we go. A little bit. Okay. And then this. Yeah, okay, all the benefits. Okay. Probably fix that. Let's fix that before I forget. These are round. These are round. So let's make them a little round. A little shadow here, and here, and here, like so. Okay, maybe a little up there. A little bit. Okay. I think that's better. Grab that blue. Alright. Onward. This shadowy, shadowy, shadowy. With a little bit of light. Just a little bit. Okay. This. How do we do this? Oh, there's definitely shadow cast from that way, and should be some shadow cast from that way. And then because this is catching all of this light, right? So this should be mostly in light. Should be. Maybe make that really reflective. Okay. And these. A little bit. Zoom in. Grab a little. Put some highlights here. Shadow here. Just a touch. Let's see if we can do a little tiny kick on the back side of this. Like that. That's all in shadow. This is not. Get a little bit there. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. Looks good. Let's see. Hair, right? We have hair. The rest of the general light. Light underneath. Oh, I guess light there. Light not there. And pick a different blue, darker blue. Yep. Like so. Because she's in the dark, right? She's mostly in dark. The only light sources are her two daggers. her two daggers. So let's actually do really light blue. Or not, because her hair is already white. Okay. Okay, here we go. This is just the smudge brush. Hard round with smudge. I will probably, actually, before we smudge, add in more dark, basically. More dark. Her hair, you almost don't know the original color of it because it's either in light or in shadow. That's how much we can see of it. And that light is the bright blue flames of her daggers. So dark, 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 dark. I think we can smudge now. Another question is, should that be filled in since the hair looks a little cut off? I don't know. We'll leave it. We'll leave it as is for now. And if it looks too weird, we will fill it in. Just go to town smudging. Here and there. Following the shape of the hair. See how that looks. Not too terrible. Let's grab a different brush, if I can find it. It is this guy. Paint. There we go. That's a good size. Get a little bit of hair, more hair texture in there. Just a little. I'm gonna go over probably everything with this, and then go over everything, not everything, but the highlight spots with the lighter color. Yeah, there we go. Over, there we go, over there. Nope. Okay. Try to follow the curve. There we go. There we go. That should look a bit better. And it does. All right. Awesome. Stretch. And we're almost done. Almost done. Almost done because I'd like to color the lines. No, it doesn't have to be too complicated, and I'm actually going to be switching over to my mouse to color the lines because it's a little bit easier to control. And I found out when I'm coloring with my tablet, even though if I press really, really hard, it doesn't produce the true color like a mouse does. So I'd have to go over it several times with my stylus to get that true color. But a mouse you can click. So let's see. I've already set this up over here. I have a tutorial, I think, on YouTube how to do it to make it able to color the lines. But you simply add a layer mask and then you invert it. Here, let me do. See, yeah, you go to add layer mask, you do a grayscale copy of the layer, and you invert it on the lines. And it should have a white background, the lines, it's all one piece. You click add, and then it makes the background, it makes all the white transparent, and all of the black is still there, and then you are able to color it however you like. So I'm just gonna, for a quick fill, so that blue is way too light for everything. Let's see if we can find that dark blue that we used for the boots and make everything that dark blue, which isn't too different because it's really, really dark, so maybe a touch lighter for most everything. Okay, that's okay. And now the knives. We're probably going to be experimenting with the knives because that may not look good. This may not look good. It might need a different color, but we will color it in first, and then we can experiment from there. Yeah, because over here you can't even see the lines in there. So we'll do this, and then this. There we go. And fill in the break. I think that's the only breaks. Should be one over here somewhere. Yep. Okay. So that's really intense. It might be a little too bright, so we'll tone it down a notch. And we'll fiddle with this. Actually, I can just do this, and then we can make it a dark or different shade altogether. which doesn't make really any sense to make it a different shade. So let's actually leave it there and then fiddle with it. Actually, let me fill in the other guy. Let me fill in the other guy's flames. So we can just adjust all of them. And it might need some gradation. It's like out here where it's a darker blue, the light works. So where it's a lighter blue, perhaps a darker blue will work. Okay. Oh. I'm gonna say coerces? Coerces? Hello. I am nearly done for the day. We are just trying to figure out how to do the flaming lines on this guy. It's like, for the most part it looks okay, but you're missing some details. So I'm gonna color pick that and then choose a darker blue and do not, well, maybe radial will work. Radial this way. Let's see what that looks like. Not bad, actually. I kind of like that. I kind of like that a lot. So let's try that on the other one. This and this. So we radial from here to, is that the same distance? About. Okay. That looks pretty spiffy, I think. You still get to see all the lines, and I still get to use my really, really, really bright blue. Oh yeah, texture. We're gonna add some texture for the pants, maybe the leather, so we'll just do a new layer that has texture. We're gonna make that layer be overlay. Going to color pick or color select the cloth part, go back up to our texture, go to a paint bucket, pattern fill, and find paper. And then click, and that's a little too strong, so we're gonna reduce the opacity, maybe. How is it strong? It looks like it's not that it needs to be faded. Is that it needs to be slightly adjusted. How does that look? It's too cluttered. Okay, it's too cluttered. So we'll pick a different texture, which I don't think you actually get to see because it's a slightly different window. So how about, okay, we're gonna do some magic. We will do walnut, and then we will adjust the hue and saturation. Put the saturation down, or the lightness actually goes up to 75. Lightness goes up to 75. And the saturation, oh, up to 75. Saturation goes down to 0. There, how does that look? That kind of looks okay, not great still. Actually, tone down the opacity. That just, nope. Okay. Well, textures might not be great for those. Let's see. Let us see. What is this? Frost. Generic paper. What do you look like? Really not cool. What do you look like? Almost. How about you? Not quite. And better. Sort of. Little puppy, or Liddy puppy. Puppy, hello. There are boobs because it's a lady. And it's a lady elf. I'm trying to do a shortcut for texture at the moment, and it's not working. Not working in the slightest, because I don't like any of them. So I might just leave her as is. And forgo the texture altogether. I'm actually on the tail end of my stream for today. She's done. Let me put a little signature on this. And I could color another piece. I am totally okay with that. Get my pen size. Pen? That's not big enough. Why aren't you big enough? You should be Oh, I see. There we go. There we go. There. I can continue coloring, which I actually think I will. I can choose a new piece. Let me export this. Export. Yep. Go. But I think I am going to take just a really small break to get up, stretch my legs, get some water, finish my breakfast, which I have half of it left over. So I should actually be back in about a minute or two. I can sit here and actually chat with you if you like. If not, I'll mute myself and go about my break.